Beirut woke to fire. Before dawn, Israeli warplanes roared low over Lebanon's capital, unleashing airstrikes on the southern suburbs after Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward a military base near Haifa. The escalation comes amid surging regional tensions following the reported killing of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei. Plumes of thick smoke rose over residential districts in Dahiya as explosions shattered windows and jolted families awake. According to the Israel Defense Forces, the strikes began after Hezbollah fired a barrage targeting the Mishmar HaCarmel missile defense site south of Haifa. The IDF said it intercepted at least one projectile, while others landed in open areas. No Israeli casualties were reported.
Hezbollah opened fire last night. He knew exactly what he was doing. We had warned him. He will pay a very heavy price for this. We are fully prepared, indeed very well prepared. We have mobilized nearly 100,000 reserve soldiers. Dozens of battalions, brigades and divisions are positioned to defend our northern border and are ready for all possible scenarios, both in defense and in offense. All of our options are currently on the table. We are continuously conducting situational assessments, and all options, every single option, is on the table.
The Israeli Air Force launched multiple waves of strikes across Lebanon, hitting Beirut's Dahiya suburb, the Bekaa Valley, and southern regions near Tyre. Israel's Chief of Staff, Eyal Zamir, told troops to prepare for many days of intense fighting, declaring the start of what he described as an offensive campaign against Hezbollah.
We have launched an offensive campaign against Hezbollah. We are not just on the defensive, Firona. We are now going on the offensive. We need to prepare for several days of very intense fighting. Strong defensive readiness is required, and continuous offensive action now, in waves, all the time, and of course constantly seizing opportunities.
Urgent evacuation warnings were issued for approximately 55 villages and towns in southern Lebanon and the Bekaa Valley, signaling expectations of prolonged confrontation.
The first time, three explosions went off. A little while later, we went up to the roof and found that 3 explosions had been right behind us, amidst the smoke. But after about 10 minutes, another explosion occurred directly behind us, and we all rushed downstairs to escape. Then, after another 10 minutes or so, the final strike came down.
There were 3 consecutive airstrikes, one right after the other. And thankfully, by God's grace, we found them all safe and sound, and we were able to bring them back with us.
Hezbollah, for its part, said the assault on northern Israel was retaliation for Khamenei's killing and was carried out in defense of Lebanon and its people. The consequences on the ground are mounting. Lebanon's health ministry says at least 31 people were killed in Israeli strikes. Scores of residents fled Beirut's southern suburbs as smoke billowed from damaged buildings and the sound of warplanes echoed overhead. Associated Press journalists reported buildings shaking violently as explosions ripped through the early morning calm. Lebanese government officials had previously urged Hezbollah not to enter the conflict in support of Iran, fearing a devastating new war. Now that fear may be materializing.
The fragile calm along Israel's northern border has shattered. Rocket and drone fire resumes into Israel from southern Lebanon, and this time the implications are explosive. The Israel Defense Forces say one rocket launched from Lebanon was intercepted over northern Israel. Several others were allowed to fall in open areas in line with military policy. No casualties, no immediate damage. But this was no routine exchange. Hebrew-language media reports say the IDF has confirmed that Hezbollah was behind the rocket fire. If accurate, it would mark the first time the Iran-backed group has attacked Israel since the US-brokered ceasefire came into effect
in November 2024. Separately, Hezbollah has also now acknowledged its role in the attack. It would also mark Hezbollah's first direct involvement alongside Iran in the current confrontation with Israel, following the killing of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, in a joint U.S.-Israeli strike. Sirens have continued to sound near the Lebanon border, warning residents not only of rocket fire, but also of suspected drone infiltrations. The message from the north is unmistakable. The quiet is over. Hezbollah issued a statement pledging to fulfill what it called its duty in confronting aggression. The group offered condolences for Khamenei, who was killed along with other Iranian leaders in the weekend strike on Iran. It described the attack as the height of criminality and vowed to not abandon what it called the field of honor and resistance. The group also claimed it targeted an Israeli missile defense site near Haifa using precision missiles and drones, describing the action as revenge for Khamenei's killing and a response to Israeli operations in Lebanon. Hezbollah warned Israel to halt its operations and withdraw from Lebanese areas or face continued attacks. The Israeli Defense Forces responded swiftly. In an official statement, the IDF confirmed it has begun striking Hezbollah targets across Lebanon. It said the strikes are in direct response to projectile fire toward Israeli territory and civilians. The military accused Hezbollah of operating on behalf of the Iranian regime and of opening fire against the State of Israel. The IDF declared it would not allow the organization to pose a threat to northern communities and said it would respond forcefully to any escalation. Israeli forces say troops have long prepared for such a scenario under Operation Roaring Lion. The military stressed it is ready for an all-fronts confrontation and capable of combating any threat against the State of Israel. The warning is clear. Israel is prepared not only for border exchanges, but for a wider regional escalation. The Chief of the General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, conducted an urgent situational assessment following projectile fire launched from Lebanon. Zamir placed direct responsibility for the escalation on Hezbollah. Israeli northern border stands on a knife's edge. A ceasefire that held since November 2024 now faces its most serious test. With Hezbollah entering the fray following Iran's leadership strike, the risk of a broader regional war has sharply increased. For now, rockets have fallen in open fields, but the strategic impact may reach far beyond them.